Hey everyone, Chicago Bears Daily here, back with another video. Still trying to get this lighting right, figured out. Thank you as always for tuning in. We appreciate the support as always. Today I'm going to be discussing the recent plans that the city has been talking about of putting a dome on Soldier Field. And I know there's a lot of people here that want the Bears to move out of the city, go to Arlington Heights. I'm from Arlington Heights actually, so I have mixed emotions about the whole thing. But personally, we'll start off by saying this: a dome on Soldier Field would be the ugliest motherfucking stadium I've ever seen in my life. Right now, Soldier Field looks like a toilet bowl, a spaceship, whatever you want to call it. It's not a pretty stadium, and I know they put that extra fixture in there to add seating, but it's steep, it's ugly, and the stadium. Even though it was small, it looked so much better back in the old days, and everybody wants to move to Arlington Heights because first thing, it's the smallest stadium in the NFL, which is pretty sad for one of the original most storied franchises here in the football league. And we do deserve better. We do deserve better, but we are the Chicago Bears. I mean, I'm I'm all for a new stadium, a better stadium, and an improved stadium. And I just want that to be in Chicago. I know it's hard to get to. It's not the most ideal. You have to kind of get off the train. You have to kind of walk. You have to. It's kind of tucked away there on the lakefront. But God, it's such a nice like spot for a Chicago football team. And it's unfortunate that this city has been so unwilling to give anything because you can't, first of all, you can't take the stadium down. It's a landmark, and you can't really renovate it either at this point because it's a landmark. So the Bears, I mean, the smart thing for the Bears would be to move to Arlington Heights. And I'm going back and forth in my reasoning, my head here. The Going to Arlington Heights would be amazing because the revenue potential, the new stadium, the new facility. There's land where the track used to be, the horse racing track. There's land all around that for them to add. Let's say they'll put casinos, they'll put restaurants, they'll put attractions to really bring revenue, which in turn helps the team. So I think it would be amazing to move into Arlington Heights from that perspective. However, there's something there's something about just being in Chicago, going to a Bears game. You're gonna lose that atmosphere a little bit. You're gonna get off of 90 here in Arlington Heights, and traffic's gonna be backed up. The highways aren't necessarily built to support all the incoming traffic from every direction, from the city, from the farther west and the north, south. All of that's gonna come in here, and it's gonna be a clog drain. And until they get that situated, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a struggle to really, I mean, people are going to be pissed. I know people are pissed already getting to games, but man, getting in a car, the trains are going to be packed. Everything's going to be packed coming in here. But I really do think at this moment, the future of the Chicago Bears is in Arlington Heights. I personally want them to stay in the city. I think adding a dome as well, I mean, it should be a retractable dome, if anything, because you kind of lose. I'm kind of an old school fan of football. I think weather should play a factor in it. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that one, but I'd like to see weather play a factor. And a good argument against the weather, I'd say, is when the field is slippery and it's icy and it's snowy. That kind of takes away from the exciting play, the more dynamic players, that make their cuts. They can't really make their cuts, but I mean, I've seen Calvin Johnson, I've seen Shady McCoy. They've had some of their best games in snow games, and snow games are exciting. And it's bear weather, it's football, bear weather. You want that kind of sense of like we're in Chicago. You feel the elements in Chicago, and it'd be awesome if we had a team to kind of like go out there and punish those guys like the old days. They'd go and they'd punish those LA guys, they'd punish the Rams, they'd punish those further out southern western teams for coming up to bear weather. Now that's to me, you can get that same aspect in Arlington Heights, obviously, but there's something about being along the lakefront. There's something about that atmosphere. You have Grant Park, you have the Field Museum, you have, it's a beautiful sight walking up to it. And then you get to the field and it's like, what is the spaceship? Why is it so ugly? Why is it the smallest, dirt, ugliest, oldest football stadium in the league? It's frustrating because we're kind of at it. We kind of have our hands tied right now, and it feels like we can't really progress until we finish out this whole stadium problem. And there's so many questions now. I did see that it is moving forward, going to Arlington Heights. The land was bought, and it's going to be kind of the end of 2022, beginning of 2023. So, if Miss Mayor Lori Lightfoot would like to try her hardest to keep the Bears, I personally don't think a dome is the solution. I don't think that's going to get the Bears to change their minds all of a sudden. I think a dome is just going to it's going to be a laughing stock, more of a laughing stock than it is. Because what's a dome going to do? Take away the elements? All right, so you can still pack the least amount of people in there. I feel like I want to stay in this. I want to stay in the city. In my ideal world, we stay in the city, and we just tear down the spaceship. We take that toilet bowl looking thing off the stadium, and we kind of build around the original foundation, and we kind of build up. But obviously, it's going to be easier said than done. That's just my ideal world. If you have any strong opinions on the stadium, the location, the looks of it, how shitty it is, what you think we should do, feel free to drop a comment, start a discussion, leave a like. As always, we love the support, we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video.